Hey, Fettis. Good evening. Can you guys hear me?
Good evening.
Awesome. I hear you loud and clear. Let's give everybody just a few minutes to jump on. And while we wait, I'm gonna start. I need to rearrange some of this stuff up here. Let me jump into Instagram, into the gram. How's everybody doing? How's everybody's day today? The week seems to go by a lot faster when you have a day off, huh?
It's been very busy, but it went by fast today.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I can't believe like Friday is in 2 days.
Yeah, I know. When we get that 3-day weekend, it goes by so fast. But today was a crazy day for me. It felt like Friday to me. I was like, oh my gosh, is it Friday yet? We had those, we had a couple of those like just crazy deals, the ones that give you a few extra hairs, extra gray hairs. Yeah.
Well, at least business is going.
Yeah, I used to have a broker that would tell me, if you don't have problems, you don't have closings. And that is the most true thing I have heard to this day. So anytime I find myself, you know, complaining about what's going on, either me or my boyfriend, you'll hear him tell me too, if you don't have closings, you don't have problems, because it's so true. It really is.
I guess I can't wait for problems.
If you're a good problem solver, you will be a good real estate agent. So let's just give everyone just a couple more minutes. You know, we always have stragglers. I was a straggler today. No judgment. So have you been able to finalize everything, Fettis?
Yes, actually,
Yeah.
everything is ready. I just got the sponsorship confirmed today.
Nice. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Official. Woo,
I'm ready to go.
That's
And,
awesome.
the gay part, I have the appointment with them on Friday.
For orientation?
No, for you credentials.
Okay.
User credentials,
Okay.
and I send them the documents today. So I should get the receipt tomorrow, pay it, and be ready for the credentials.
So did you do orientation with them already, or does that come after credentials?
She said that since it's October 6th,
Oh, okay.
we're just gonna give. I'm just gonna get the credentials on Friday. In the meantime.
Okay. I haven't been new for a while, and so sometimes when the new agents are talking about like the GEPAR stuff, I'm not sure in what order everything goes. But it seems like they do it maybe once a month or something.
Yeah.
Anaizan.
Hi, everybody.
Hi. We need some more faces. Violeta, Lorena, Angie, who's in here? Lilia. I have to.
Look, you have a lot of faces today.
Oh my goodness. Hi. It's too nice outside to not be outside, huh?
Girl, yes, but it's cold.
It's
Look,
chilly.
I'm in my grandma's sweater.
Well, I'm glad you guys joined. So we're just giving everybody a little bit of time to jump on, but I did want you to join because you've gotten a little bit of the Instagram training from me already. So I figured you might be able to give a couple of tips and pointers that I might be missing out on.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, awesome. So let's go ahead and start. I think it's been about 10 minutes. So usually everybody's on within 10 minutes. We'll get a couple of stragglers like later, but this is enough to get started. So I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen with you guys. Today we are reviewing Instagram. So we're gonna do a very general Instagram 101. Of course, there's a half-naked lady, first one that pops up on my page. All right, guys. So this is basically what your Instagram is going for. First of all, I can't see all of you, so you're gonna have to speak to me or talk to me in the chat box. Does everybody have an Instagram account?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Lorena, Violeta, Angie.
Yes.
Yes, everybody has an Instagram account. Okay, perfect. If you do not have an Instagram account, because I really can't tell who's talking to me and who's not. If you don't have an Instagram account, it's super easy to set up. All you have to do is go to Instagram.com. They're going to ask you for your email. You're going to create a password and a username, pretty much like everything else that we do nowadays whenever we're creating an account. Very easy. I do recommend that once you create the account, you'll have, I believe it's up in this corner, you're gonna have settings, okay? So if you go to your settings, you can convert your Instagram account into a business account. And I highly recommend that you guys do this. So right now I'm talking to you on my desktop because it's just easier for me to share the screen with you. So it's gonna look a little bit different than if I was talking to you on my phone. Maybe I should log on my phone, but I don't know if I can share my screen on here. No, I think this will work for now. If you have any questions, let us know. But when you go into your settings, somewhere, let me see if I can see it in here. Okay, it should give you an option to turn your account into a business account. It might not be giving me the option right now because mine is actually already a business account, but I highly recommend that if you have an Instagram account and it's not a business account, go into your settings and change that. The reason that that's so important is because we are using our Instagram account as a business page to get clients. Otherwise, I wouldn't be giving you this training. I use Instagram and social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, all of those sites. The reason I use them is for lead generation. So remember, the last training that we went over lead generation and how if you don't have leads, you don't have business. That's where the business begins. You need to bring in as many leads as possible. Right now, the best thing to do is to be on social media. Now, you can do other things too. There's other avenues of getting leads, but social media for one is free. Okay, I know you guys have heard that there's paid advertisement. Yes, you can pay for advertisement. You can boost your posts, and we'll get into that. But typically, most all of what you're gonna have accessible to you is actually free. Excuse me. So you have to capitalize on this free marketing, guys. All right, so I'm just gonna give you a general overview of what this page is exactly and what you're looking at. So if you go into your Instagram, the first thing that you're gonna see, if you go to this little house, this is your home page, okay? In here, what you're gonna see is just like the Facebook page. For anybody that was at the Facebook training, it's very similar. I like Instagram because it is a little more cleaner. I think, you know, in Facebook, it had all of this stuff going on over here on the side. It had stuff over here. It had stuff on top. Instagram, it's pretty simple. You have your search bar up top. If you are looking for somebody or something, you can always click on this search bar and look for it. One way to look for things is using a hashtag, okay? So if I was a first-time home buyer, what might I hashtag into this box?
Home.
Homes? I might hashtag homes. I might hashtag El Paso homes. Okay, so El Paso homes, we can see there's 9,174 posts. So if I'm looking for El Paso homes and I'm a brand new client that doesn't know what they're doing, has not talked to a realtor, has not talked to a lender, all I know is I'm 28 years old, newly engaged, my fiance said we're gonna buy a house after we get married. What do? I jump on Instagram and I start looking at houses. That's all I know. All I know is I want a house and I'm gonna start looking for them, okay? So it's important for you guys to understand a little bit about hashtags, and I'm going to jump deeper into it. Let me give you first the overview of the page for anybody that's really just not familiar with what all is on here. But that's your search bar. You can also look for accounts in there. It doesn't have to be a hashtag. You can look for example, if I'm looking for Anaí, I can plug in her name, and she's actually the first one that's going to pop up. Me and her interact a lot over Instagram, so anybody that you have a lot of engagement with is typically going to jump up to the top of that list. All right, so moving on, we have these little circles here. And these little circles are what we call our stories. Just like on Facebook, these are available for 24 hours and then they're gone. Just like on Facebook, you can also highlight one of these stories. So you can create categories for your stories if you want them to stay on your page longer. And I'm going to jump to my page just so I can show you really quick what I mean by this. And now if you go to this, if you go to your picture and hit profile, you're going to go into your actual page and you're going to see it as if you were an outside viewer. So if an outside viewer looks at my page, this is what they see. Okay, you can see that I have a theme going on. I have the yellows and blues going on. You can see that I have the realtor theme going on. My picture is a realtor picture, and then my username is actually denisefranco.realtor. And down here, these right here are my highlights. These are my stories that I actually keep. There's a lot of stories that I don't want to get rid of, and so I actually keep them in these highlights. And they're all categories. Your categories can be whatever you want it to be. Remember, this is your page, so what speaks to you? What is it that you post about a lot? And then what would be best used in your stories? So, for example, my feed, this down here is the feed. These are the posts that go up that you have to scroll through. When you're scrolling through that's what's called your feed. Same on Facebook. So if you missed Facebook, you're going to get a lot of that here, but they are a little different, okay? They actually have the same owners, guys, so they can't be that different. If you know one, you can figure out the other one. All right, so this is my feed. What was I going to show you? For example, I post a lot of quotes on my stories. It's kind of my go-to. I like to do these in the morning and at night. It's just kind of like the motivational stuff that I like to go over. These are quotes and mantras that I live by, and I share them on my stories. And I like to keep them in my highlights. And so if you were to come onto my page, you're going to see the little highlight that says life advice is what I had labeled this one. Life advice. And then we have some little emojis, and that's what you see when I go in there. I also like to post stuff about work that's not as professional looking, some would say. So your feed, a lot of times you have to put a little bit more effort. The pictures have to be higher quality. So like for those of you that took professional pictures, I definitely recommend that you use those on your feed. You can use them on your story too, but make sure they go on your feed because those are professional pictures. The lighting on them is great. The aesthetics is great. You've got the close-ups. They've been edited. So you want to make sure that those go on your feed also. But here, and I'm going to show you this one because this is something that everybody can use, workflow. So on workflow, what I do is I just, anything that's going on during my workday, I just kind of post in here. It doesn't have to be on a professional level. See, this video is actually kind of grainy. It's not very high quality. But these are some of the stories that I got some of the best views on. That's Edward, guys. We're having a training with him on Friday for credit repair, by the way, or actually just credit overview. So these are like, this is one of those funny things that you see as a realtor, and people love to see this. Like, this is something I genuinely saw when I was out and about, a chained refrigerator. I took a picture, everyone loved it. All right, so that's enough of that. Let me go back to the home page. I want to show you guys exactly what's going on in the home page. All right, now here to the side, off to the side, you're gonna see suggestions for you. You're gonna get these on Facebook also, and this is basically, we're gonna go into algorithms, okay? Facebook and Instagram use what's called algorithms. These algorithms are very mysterious to anybody that has tried to figure them out. I've looked up research. I've looked up, you know, some of these famous YouTube stars or Instagram stars, and they will talk about the algorithm. And the algorithm is basically one big mystery. But there's a couple of things that we do know about the algorithm. The algorithm is basically set in place to link you with content that would most appeal to you. How that's done, we have some guesses. We don't know exactly, so there's not like a magic formula. I'm sure there is a magic formula, but I don't know exactly what it is. But if you are, for example, I had mentioned I engage with Anaí a lot over Instagram, okay? So if I'm engaging a lot with Anaí on Instagram, and she happens to follow a lot of realtors, and I happen to follow a lot of realtors, I might get some real estate related people in here. If we follow a lot of entrepreneurs, we might get a lot of entrepreneurial people in here. If I was a cook and I was a chef and I followed a lot of chefs or like Food Network and stuff like that, that's probably what I'm going to get in here. Matter of fact, look, Jennifer Kohler's real estate. Why did she come up? We have a lot of the same, we're following a lot of the same people. We were in the same area. Denise Realtor, you know, these are people that I can just follow. Okay. So that's what that looks like. Now, when you scroll down your page, when you scroll down your feed, I want you guys to understand, this is actually a great example. I know she's a little half naked, but she's a model. Okay. I don't even know how to say her name exactly, but she's a model. She's a world-renowned model for being, I believe, the first plus-size model. And what she does, and I can talk about my page all I want, but this is actually a great example because she's a professional at this. This is a professional photo shoot. She didn't take this herself. This isn't a selfie. Like, this is an actual professional photo shoot. I don't even know if we should go to hers. I think she might have too much nudity. Let me see if I can find somebody else. I don't know how everybody feels about that. Okay, she's a great one. She actually, Simply Media Advertising. If you're not following her, go and follow her. Simply Media Advertising. Okay, she actually puts out tips and tricks on what to do on Instagram. So I talk about this, and if I ever forget to say it, I need to mention it on every single training. I don't know everything. I really don't know everything. I'm still learning. And one of the ways that I learn is I follow people that know more than me. And when I look at their stuff, I'm looking at it through the lens of a student. Okay? So for example, this girl here, she's constantly putting up information. Matter of fact, let's look at her video because she might have something good. Can you hear it? No, you can't hear it? She has music on. Videos are great for social media. You want to get videos. Okay, that's enough. Okay, pause. Let me plug you back in. All right. So Office Mini Tour is what she named it. More. All right. This right here is what's called your caption. So like I said, on your feed, you want stuff that's professional. Videos are great. Anything that's aesthetically pleasing. What does aesthetically pleasing mean? It's basically just pleasing to the eye. Okay, if you ever look at a picture and it's really dark and dim and you're having to squint to figure out what's on it, it's not aesthetically pleasing. Maybe you can put it on your story if you really, really like it. There's, for some reason, you want to put it up, put it on your story, but don't put it on your feed. And then your caption. There's two ways to go about captions. There's really two ways. You can always do something really small and simple like this. This is actually pretty simple for her posts. Office Mini Tour, it is honestly an ongoing project, but quite happy how everything has come together for now. What is a must-have in your office space? So I love that. You see how she's trying to engage with her audience? She left a question here for us to engage with her. And then she has hashtags. Now, hashtags are important because this is how people search for your content. Okay, one of the videos that I watched, actually one of her videos that I watched, she was talking about hashtags. And she was mentioning how some people tend to want to use hashtags with a lot of posts, with a large following, right? So up here, if we type in a hashtag, I'm gonna type in hashtag real estate. I can see that there's 41 million posts. Okay, so what she was saying was, please keep in mind that whenever you're using these hashtags, what you want to do is you want to drive people to your post, and ultimately you want to engage them in your profile. You want them to see your post because your post is going to pop up on their feed now because they're following you. But you don't want them to just look at it and scroll through it. You actually want them to click on it, because when they click on it, now they go to your profile and they get to see who you are. And they get to decide if they're going to look more into your pictures, see what else you got going on, read your bio, maybe visit your website if you have a website in there, and also follow you. What I'm trying to do with hashtags personally is always try to get somebody to follow me. Okay, and not just to follow because I like how many followers I have, but because I want people to follow me that could benefit from the information that I'm putting out. So yes, you will see me post something like real estate agent from time to time. You'll see me post stuff like real estate from time to time, but you also want to go with the hashtags that have less posts. The reason being, if we're getting 41 million posts on real estate, that means that when your post goes up, it's only going to be on people's feed for 2 to 3 seconds. It's going to drop to the bottom of the list very quickly because you have so much more competition. And a lot of times this isn't really, this isn't very localized. Okay, so another thing that I try to do with hashtags is we try to localize our hashtags. So think about who your audience is, okay? Whenever you're running your social media, you have to put thought into who is your target audience. So for example, yes, you guys are all realtors, but what kind of realtor are you? Are you a buyer's agent? Are you a listing agent? Do you specialize in rentals? Do you specialize in commercial? Do you specialize in first-time homeowners? Do you specialize with senior living? What about relocation? We get a lot of military here. Are you a relocation specialist? Or do you like to work with seniors? We have a lot of people that are retiring right now. Do you specialize with them? And don't overthink it. You specialize in whatever you're good at and whatever you want to specialize in and are trying to specialize in. So when I first started, I really wanted to specialize in investment properties because that's what brought me into the industry. And to this day, I'll tell you, I specialize in real estate investing because it truly is what I specialize in. I know a lot about it. And so I have a lot of information. But when I moved into becoming a realtor, I noticed that I got a lot of first-time home buyers. And I credit this a lot to my age. I think it was really just my age. A lot of my friends were in that age where they were getting married, starting a family. And so those were the people that were kind of naturally attracted to me. You have to be open to the idea that you might attract people that you didn't think you would attract, but you need to be able to recognize it and capitalize on it. For some of you, for male or female, some of us tend to attract more males, or some of us tend to attract more females. Regardless of whether you're a male or female, you might just have a certain energy that tends to pull one gender in for whatever reason. The point is not to, overanalyze it and try to fix it. Those are your clients. That's your target audience. So if you start to see that that's the demographic that latches to you naturally, then start to latch to them and start to give them what they want. So for example, what I mean is, yes, I'm licensed in Texas, but do I sell all over Texas? Very rarely. I've had a couple of sales outside of the city, but it's very rare that I'm selling outside of El Paso. So when we're looking at hashtags, you really do want to try to localize your hashtags. Try to make it very local. So one of my favorite hashtags is EP Texas. The reason why this is one of my favorites is because it doesn't have a huge following, but it still has a pretty big following. And if you're from El Paso, Texas, you use this hashtag, EP Texas, or EP Texas. If you're not from El Paso, you don't know EP Texas, right? Like who in the world would know that this is what it is if they're not from here or familiar with El Paso? So that's one of my favorite ones to go to. Another one, can you guys help me think of what would be something that we can look up specific to El Paso? What do El Pasoans talk about? What words do we use that maybe other people don't use? Maybe locations that are specific to El Paso. Anybody? I would love to hear what you guys have to say.
EP Home.
EP Homes. Okay, that's a great one. Look at that, 3,400 posts. That's a great one.
Acá ven.
Somebody's baby is yelling in our ears. All right, thank you. What's another one? Something else that's just specific to El Paso. And look at these. These are great posts. Who is this? These are such good posts. And I bet you this is a realtor too. Marisol Terrazas.
Sí.
Look at what an aesthetically pleasing picture this is. This is, I mean, she killed it. If anybody knows her, tell her I love these posts. I'm gonna tell her I love it. Look at that. That's perfect. It really is. She has the color coordination going on. Remember, there's always color coordination with when it comes to home sales. We also deal with a lot of interior design. So she didn't just go and sit in this house with a random color on. She chose this color for a reason. She has a lot of gold accents. So she wore a mustard dress, complements the gold very well. She has a lot of gray and white behind her. Let me show you her other picture. Oh my gosh, she's killing it. Look at that. She has the royal blue shoes and the mustard color. It's a color pop. Whether you like it or not, you looked at her shoes. Whether you were trying to or not, you looked at her shoes, right? Yep. This is a great example. Good job, Marisol. So, and then of course, always you want to go in here and engage. Spring season marks the beginning of the busiest season to buy or sell real estate. With warmer temperatures, potential prospects. So this was a spring post, which is nice. She has all her information here. And then her hashtags. Look at that. This is a great example of good hashtags to use. I was asking you guys, what's specific to El Paso? Sun City. Sun City is one of those, one of our nicknames. It's All Good EP. What about EP Strong? Chuco Town. Not everybody likes to use that one. I throw that one in every once in a while. It has some followers. I know some people feel a certain way about it, but really, you're not necessarily promoting anything by doing this. You're really just trying to pull people to your post, okay? Of course, be mindful. Don't put anything on here that's going to be offensive or anything like that. But all right, so, and this is what comes up. And so clearly, hey,
one
I
of
know this guy.
ours.
That's Oscar. Good job with the hashtags. Who posted this, Anaí? You? See, that was really good. This post, when did it go up? Last week.
Yeah.
And it didn't take me very long to find it. I really didn't have to scroll too far to find it. And on here, you know, congratulations, we see somebody buying their house. We got all these hashtags. People don't really read the hashtags. The hashtags are not there for people's entertainment, again. So one of the ways that I like to go through the process of deciding what hashtags I'm going to use, and this is just what helps me, whatever helps you guys, you know, I'm open to ideas and suggestions because we're all here to help each other. First, I have lists available to myself, and I'm going to give you guys a little quick ninja tip. If you don't have either, what is it? I think it's Apple Notes. Is that right? Yeah. Apple Notes or Google Keep. That's what I like to use. It's this app right here. It's just a little sticky. And when I click on it, what it is a bunch of notes that I have kept for myself. And these are notes that I can access whenever. And then I can also collaborate with people. This is actually Anaí here. She's my favorite collaborator. And so if I want to share my notes, I can collaborate. And so what we have is we have lists of hashtags that we use frequently. Now, don't overuse these lists because part of the algorithm says, or what it does is if you overuse the exact same hashtags over and over and over again, Instagram will catch on and they will think that you're just flooding the feed with garbage basically, and they'll stop putting you up on top. So I recommend that when you make these, that when you put these groups together, when you save your hashtags, put them in groups. So for example, I have a group for El Paso. It's very local. So you're gonna see like 915, EP Texas, Chuco Town, Sun City. You're gonna see all that local El Paso stuff. And then I'll have another group for real estate. And that'll be very generic, real estate, homeowner, EP homes, X, Y, and Z. Then I'll have another one for whenever I put up any of my mom content. Okay, so another part of you guys being successful on Instagram is don't just be all about real estate. You have a life outside of real estate. What is your life outside of real estate? For me, part of my life is my mom life. So I'll have on there like realtor mom, realtor daughter, mompreneur, those little catchy phrases that people like to use, right? So let's exit out of here. And I love to see that you guys are still jumping on. For anybody that missed part of this, we're recording it, so you guys will have it accessible to you later. All right, now if you go into this, this looks like a little paper airplane. This little paper airplane is where you can message and where you can receive messages. Okay. This is a good one. This is somebody that I had seen on Instagram. It looks like he reached out to me actually. So he reached out to me talking about, oh no, I reached out to him. Hey, I have a client that's looking to build a quadplex. And then that's how we started engaging. But if you want to send a private message, this is where you do it, okay? Through this little paper airplane. This little compass is to explore. I personally don't use this one a whole lot. What this is going to give you is posts that are trending. A lot of these posts don't have really anything to do with me. This is going to be like your ultra Instagrammers. These are going to be the people that have millions and millions of followers and they're trending. Okay, does everybody understand trending? You know what that means? Yeah, it's just whatever is popular right now. So this isn't anything that I use a whole lot, but that's more for entertainment. And then this little heart right here, it's gonna show us what notifications we have. So for example, recently we just put this post up, and so right now we're getting a lot of likes on that post. If we have a comment, it'll be in here also. If we have a new follower, they'll be on here also. And I recommend when you guys get new followers, you go to their page and you check them out. A lot of times, these Instagram followers, it could be a good little partnership. So when I get a new follower, I go in and I check out their page. Okay, it's a chiropractor. Do I have use for a chiropractor? Do any of my clients have use for a chiropractor? Are they local? They're local, so I like that. Right off the bat, that's what I like. I kind of glance through their posts to see what they're putting up, and instantly I can see that this is a very informative page. Okay, so everybody's page has somewhat of a theme or a vibe. This is very informative, which I'm a fan of. I love it. And so what is it gonna hurt me to follow them back? It's not. I also like to throw in a couple of likes, since the ones that I like the most are the informative ones. Those are the ones that I'm gonna like. And this is just really my way of supporting local businesses and also creating that engagement. You can go a step further and actually go into a post and submit a comment. So remember, social media does nothing for you if there's no engagement. And in order for you to get that engagement, you also have to engage with other people. Okay, and not just the same person over and over and over again. Like, really try to get to meet people. So I've been talking a whole lot about Instagram, but I want you guys to remember and understand that the whole reason that we do this is to build our business and to potentially get clients, get leads off of this. So how are you going to get leads if you're not speaking to people? You have to speak to people and engage with them. And engagement, it can be as simple as just liking their page. It can be as simple as scrolling through their stories. Stories, you don't have to engage in stories as much. Let me go in here. Simply by looking at their stories. I'm going to go to yours, Anaí, because I know it's pretty safe usually. So she has this cool little video playing. And when you're scrolling through the stories, you don't have to watch the entire thing. If you tap on the right side, you can move on to, oops, okay, well, I'm on my desktop, so it has my little arrows. But if you're on your phone, all you need to do is tap somewhere along this side and it'll take you to the next one. If you want to go back, if I'm like, whoa, hold on, I was reading that, I need to go back, I can tap on this side. A lot of times there's a lot of words and I want to read it, so you can actually just click somewhere in the middle of the post and hold it, and it won't go on to the next one. And so this is what your stories look like. This is a great example of stories. A lot of these are just words of encouragement. There's not a whole bunch of professional pictures. She put a little bit of entertainment up here. Ooh, and shrimp Alfredo that she's bringing to the office tomorrow. So that's that, guys. The nice thing is that whenever you look at somebody's story, they can actually see how many people viewed their story, and they can see who viewed it. So for stories, I don't do a whole bunch of engagement per se. I will hit some, and on your phone, they make it super easy. Let me show you on my phone, because I do want you guys to see this. On your phone, they even set you up with, with these little emojis.
Here, let me see if I can show. Oh no, never mind.
Can you? You can't share?
No.
Oh, there it is. Okay. So let's say I'm looking at this post. If on the bottom you have this, where are you? You have this where it says send message. If you click inside of that, they actually give you these cute little emojis to pick from. And all you have to do, and I don't know what she said, so let me read it really quick. Okay. I'm like, let me not give the wrong emoji. All you have to do is click on one of the emojis. And they're all gonna trickle up. They're gonna trickle up like a little backwards waterfall. And that's what the person on the other side is gonna see. So you don't have to go in there and give people a story on how you love their story and they're so encouraging and X, Y, and Z. From time to time, if you're feeling it and you wanna converse with somebody, go for it. But otherwise, you can quickly scroll through the stories just to check out what they have going on for the day. You can give a little emoji and then we're on to the next. Okay, now if you click on somebody's, if you react to somebody's story, or if somebody reacts to your story, you want to go in there and actually like that reaction. So she already did it. She's awesome at this. So I gave her that little shock emoji, and then this little heart. All she did was she went in and she double tapped it, and it gave me the little heart. And that's basically her way of saying, hey, I saw your reaction, thanks. It's just her saying, I saw it. That's really all it is. Okay, so this kind of goes back to a lot of the trainings that we've had on communication. Keep in mind that at the end of the day, social media is here for us to communicate with each other at a distance. So if you're overthinking it, if you're not too sure, simplify it by reminding yourself that really all this is a platform to communicate with people. If you wouldn't do it in real life, don't do it on the internet. So that goes, you know, both positive and negative. If it's something that you have to think about, like, should I say this or shouldn't I? You probably shouldn't. Okay. And for realtors, especially since our business is so deeply rooted in our profiles, please stay away from religion and politics. Okay. You can put stuff up if it's very neutral. Otherwise, you're really just, you're inviting bad energy in, first of all. I like to keep my energy as clean and as positive as possible. And let's face it, right now, politics is not the most positive place to be. So you'll be inviting that bad energy in. And remember, when they start posting on your stuff, it might not even be your bad energy. It might be somebody else's. But when somebody sees that and they decide to post something negative on your feed, everybody else gets to see it. So just, I guess my point is, try to stay away from controversial topics. Okay, and that's just my piece of advice. I'm actually going to turn the microphone over to Anaí, because she's gone through a lot of this social media training with me, and I'd love to know if there's anything that maybe I missed or you can add to what we've already said.
Well, I really pretty much think you covered just about everything. Like Denise said, you guys are public figures now. We all learn differently. So, you know, you might make a couple of mistakes before you know, get a hang of it. But like she said, try to keep politics and religion out of it as much as possible. I know right now it's like this huge thing that if you don't share something about, you know, for example, the whole Black Lives Matter thing. If you didn't share something about it, then you were for it. How does that even make sense? You know, like saying it out loud, it doesn't make sense. You don't have to share or post or say anything about anything if it's gonna cause, like Denise said, negative energy to come towards your page. Try to keep everything positive, encouraging, motivating. People love the Monday motivations. Motivate them throughout the week. I mean, it's not just a Monday motivation. You can motivate people throughout the week, share knowledge throughout the week, especially you new realtors. You're not the only new realtors in El Paso or in the world, really. If you learn something new, share it. Like, there's so many people that could possibly
Benefit.
yes, benefit from it. So when you're out showing houses, you know, share that with people. Right now, your people that you're following and people that are following you on your social media, they're the ones that are gonna attract more followers to you by liking, commenting, and sharing. So give them content to like, comment, and share so that your page can grow.
Good. I love it. And that reminds me of one thing also. For anybody that has their profile set on private, that's a bad move.
Yeah, it really is. Then if your profile's on private, your hashtags are a waste. Like, everything really is a waste, even your stories. The only people that are going to be able to see it are your friends. And sometimes, unfortunately, not all of our friends are going to buy a house from us.
Yeah. Yeah. This really has to be something that you guys take on full time as a business move. So I understand if you don't like social media. I really do. I was like that too when I started. I wasn't a fan. I didn't want to put my life out there. You can choose not to do social media. I mean, you really can, but come to me and let me know what other form of marketing is free, and you can speak to as many people as you can speak to on social media within seconds on a consistent daily basis, and I'll leave it alone. But honestly, guys, it's technology. Whether we like it or not, technology is moving, and you have the choice of either moving with it or staying behind. And it sounds so harsh, but it's 100% true. If you are not moving with that social media, if you're not keeping up with it, you don't have to be a professional. You don't have to have 30 million followers. You just have to know the basics and be able to use it and use it consistently. So for anybody that's just starting, try to in reality, you should be posting every day. You should get to that point. But if you're just starting, at least try to post on the weekends. Friday, Saturday, and then Monday. Motivational Monday, there's no reason for you not to post something for Motivational Monday, because that's when you get the opportunity to show your face, put your suit on, put your tie on, get those pictures that people want to see of a realtor. Like Anaí said, you're public figures now. They want to see that. If they're following you, they want to see you. So I know it's something that some of you have to overcome, the shyness of selfies or taking pictures, but it is what it is. This whole venture is not just a real estate learning venture, but it's a personal growth venture. So if there's anything that we can do to maybe help in those areas, maybe a different type of class that we can help, or maybe a different type of speaker that we can bring on. I'm going to say it one more time. I don't know everything. Anaí doesn't know everything. We've had plenty of coaches and teachers before this to help us get to the point that we're at. I've gone to the point of getting personal coaches just to watch my everyday move, to make sure to hold me accountable. So that's what we're here to do. We're here to try to coach you and teach you and motivate you and encourage you, and also to hold you accountable. So every once in a while, when we see you slipping and we know your potential, we'll poke a little just to remind you, hey, we're watching. Honestly, you guys, it starts with you guys showing your face on these Zoom calls. If I'm being 100% honest, like, thank you, Marcos. Thank you, Anaí. Thank you, Ferez. Ethel's usually showing herself on here, so thank you. But it starts there, you guys, because I mean, nobody's here to judge. We're all here for a training. If I was to offer this in a classroom setting, you would have to show your face. So you kind of have to just get past that. I'm going to go ahead and open it up to you guys and see if you all have any questions, anything that I didn't cover, any suggestions also. We're not the only ones with good following. Some of you guys have a good following also. Any suggestions? Anybody want to speak on everything that we've talked about?
I think you pretty much covered like all aspects of Instagram in specific.
I hope so. I mean, we can get deeper into it. I will say this, one of the biggest ways that I learned, the things that I learned was by following social media. I did a couple of things. First, I went and figured out who has the most social media following. I just wanted to know, like, who's the best at this? Like, period, dot. Who's the best public figure? Of course, I got the Kardashians. I really wasn't following them like that before. But you know what? You give credit where credit is due. If they're the ones that are killing it on social media, I want to see what they're doing. And so I wasn't following them before that. I went in and I actually studied their page. I know it sounds super nerdy, but it is what it is. Like, I really wanted to figure this out. So I went in and studied it, and I'm going to show you. This is why I'm such a huge fan. It's not, you have to look past the ¿cómo se dice? You have to look past the just, what's the word I'm looking for? Anaí, help me.
I don't know.
It's not okay. There's social
Like, look
media.
past the reputation or what?
Yeah, look past the reputation. Look past the big booty. Look past all of that. This is a businesswoman, okay? And she has built an entire business off of her face and other things. And she built her whole and she built her entire family up. Okay? But look, if you look at her page, just look at the theme of her page, okay? The theme of her page is a lot of pictures of her. Why? Because people want to see her. People want to see what she's up to. She posted this and I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? This is so cool. And it's a little video of her doing this little, I don't even know what this is called.
Surfboarding, no?
Wave surfing.
Wave, something like that.
She's got pictures of her kids, but all of these are very aesthetically pleasing for the most part. Look at the background on this. I mean, it's just like a gorgeous backdrop. This photo is very aesthetically pleasing. A lot like Marisol's, where she had that focal point and then the backdrop was very clean. She's got very clean lines back here. And this is the theme, okay? I'm not in here to be her #1 fan. I'm just in here to study it. Like, there's a common theme. Does your feed look like this? Whose feed looks like this? Probably nobody's. Probably nobody's, because there's professionals behind this. And then if you go to her stories, this woman has 1, 2, 3 different businesses that she's running. Okay, she's got her beauty business, she's got her her shapewear, and then she's got her fragrances. And what she does in here is super cool. She posts this stuff on her stories. I want you guys to hear this. This is not super aesthetically pleasing. It's not something that we look at and we're like, oh, that looks amazing. This is for somebody that wants to buy her products, and she's talking about her products. She's giving a preview on what's coming up, what's being offered. it's not about her anymore. It's about her business and her product and what she's trying to sell. So if you wanted to, you could model your entire social media after her. How would you do that? You could post pictures of yourself on your feed and then keep your stories with nothing but houses. You could do that, right? That's just one idea. So this was one of the first people that I went in and studied. I just really just kind of wanted to get a gauge of what does somebody with the most followers have. And I don't think it was her. I think it was her sister, actually. The next thing that I did was I went and I checked real estate agents. I wanted to find out, and I'm just telling you guys this because I'm 100% sincere when I say, like, I really don't know everything, and I don't want you to just think of me as like whatever she said goes and I'm going to do that and not do anything that she doesn't do. I learned it from other people. So I went in here, I actually Googled real estate agents first. I Googled which real estate agent had the most following on social media. From there, I picked somebody, I don't remember her name, honestly. But I went into her page and I started checking it out. And we're going to check this guy out. Oh, see, he doesn't have a whole lot of followers, 841 followers. That's not a whole lot. But he captured my attention. Why? Because he's got that modelish looking look going on. He's definitely got the realtor look going on. Very aesthetically pleasing. Definitely a professional photo shoot. And it's a very similar vibe. So I went in there, checked out real estate agents, and then last but not least, I went in and checked out social media content coaches. So there's actually people that coach on this. I'll finish this training off because I know we went a little over. I'll finish this off by saying, if you really do not get a hang of this and you do not want to put in the time and effort to try to learn this, it's okay. It really is. But then you have to go and pay somebody to do it. Go and pay somebody to do it for you. And there's plenty of kids straight out of college or in college right now, even high school kids that are freelancers and that will do this for you at a pretty reasonable rate. If you want to go that route, but you still have to know what you're talking about, because now that's going to mean that you're going to be managing a person that's managing your page. Your page is your brand and your reputation. You need to make sure that you understand what you want to be put up here, because you're going to have to at least train them on what your brand represents. So you have to at least have that knowledge. And I guess that's a good place to stop. I feel like I spoke a lot on this one, but social media, guys, social media, I promise, if you put a little bit of time and effort into it, you'll get the hang of it. You can start with something as simple as, I'm going to put up one story a day. The story is probably the one with the least amount of pressure because it doesn't have to be a professional photo shoot. So maybe you can start by putting up one story a day. Also, for those of you that went and got professional photo shoots, you have awesome pictures. Divide them up into your month. Most of you got at least 4 pictures out of that photo shoot that we did. So if you have 4 pictures, maybe put one up every Monday for Motivational Monday. So you can kind of switch it up and your feed can look, a little different. Also, for anybody that was at the training yesterday, we talked about posting other people's listings. So I have to correct myself. You do have to get permission from the other realtor or broker in order to post somebody else's listings. So for right now, the safest thing to do is for you to post listings from our broker, because our broker has given us permission to post other people's listings. But if you have a friend, we all have realtor friends. If you don't, you probably will make some realtor friends in the future. If you're working a deal right now, ask the listing agent, hey, would you mind if I post your content? Or, hey, do you want a little extra exposure on your listing? I would probably word it like that, honestly, because it really is extra exposure for them. But I'll open up the floor one more time if anybody has any final thoughts, questions, remarks.
I have a question. When's the next photo shoot?
Anai has the answer to that.
So we're actually doing one. Let me get back to you on that because I don't know if we're gonna be able to, like, how open the Hakes Brothers one is. Is it open to everybody? Do you know?
It is with a reservation.
Okay, so next Wednesday, we're looking to set one up, but it's gonna be on the east side. Let me find out more details and then I'll let you guys know.
No, I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it though.
If not, we'll have another one at the beginning of
Yeah.
October.
Okay.
The Hakes brother one that we are putting together, that one actually was actually kind of like,
Spontaneous.
spontaneous, improv. But usually we're gonna be doing them at the beginning of the month. And then you guys just make sure that you reserve. It's $10 for the photo shoot. The photo shoot costs a lot more, but this is the way that we're able to, get everybody in there at a reasonable price. The pictures look awesome. For anybody that's received your pictures, they came out looking really, really good. Also, Feris, we can give you the photographer's information for anybody that took pictures. We can give you the photographer's information, and you can do your own personal photo shoot. Like the one that we saw of Marisol, I don't think that was a group photo shoot. She probably hired somebody to go and do a photo shoot for her specifically on that day. You guys can do something downtown. You can do something on the mountain. You can do something inside of a model home. Of course, get permission, or inside of one of your listings. Again, get permission. But you can switch it up also. All right, guys, well, with that being said, thank you again so much for all of you that showed up. I really appreciate you guys being here and wanting to learn. I hope that you got some value out of this training. And if you missed any part of it, or you want to go back and review something, we are recording it and we will be putting it up on YouTube, on my YouTube page. Please make sure that you like and subscribe, hit the little notification bell. That way, whenever a new training goes up, you guys get a notification that there's new information up. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you again so much for being here with me, and I will talk to you guys soon.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.